We got it. Hello, everybody, and welcome. We're pretty excited today. Me and all my friends. Carrie is babysitting dogs in Regina, so it's just me by my lonesome today. But we are pretty pumped to be bringing this guest speaker to you because it's about safety. And if any of you have followed us for a little while now, you'll know that safety is one of the things that we harp about. Well, not harp, we discuss frequently. And safety is so important because in this industry that we are in of equine assisted learning, we really aren't a regulated industry. So that means anybody can throw up a shingle and start saying that they're working with horses to help people. But what's behind that? There are regulations or things that we need to be doing to make sure that we're running safe programs for both horses and people. And if any of you have been around for a bit, you know that we definitely talk about the horse safety aspect of things, well, all the time. I'm trying to get on the live here too. There we go. We talk about the horse safety and the welfare of horses all the time, but we haven't gone deep into the human safety side of things. And again, in an unregulated industry, this is pretty important stuff. This stuff right here, people, I know it looks like a lot of paper and it's terrifying. Don't be scared. This is the kind of thing that we need to make sure that we have in place for our businesses. So not only are we keeping our horses safe, in turn, we're keeping our humans safe, and that keeps both parties safe all the time too. So just before we get started, I see there's a few of you guys watching on Facebook already. Please do tell me who you are, where you're from. We love the interaction because it always, well, it just makes us happy. So let us know who you are and where you're from. And then anybody who's watching on Instagram or YouTube, I'm so sorry, but I can't see all of your comments. So if you do comment, I will get back to them. I promise I'll go check right after the live, but please do throw in questions, or anybody on Facebook, if you guys want to chat with us, throw them in there too. But again, let us know who you are, where you're from, so we can say hello. And then, of course, we've got our beautiful hashtag. Usually I have Carrie to do it with. Hashtag Holy Jumpin' Tuna Fish. So when you hear, not if you hear, when you hear something today that blows your mind or knocks your socks off, or is maybe just a different way of thinking about things and safety, throw in that hashtag for me so that we know you're listening and you're liking what you hear too. And then, of course, we have our other hashtag, which is We Are Life Changers. And we are not just talking about us. We are not just talking about you or horses. We're talking about everybody around the globe who has the opportunity to change the life of another human being every single day that we live and breathe. And that, again, people, is through kindness. And I'm going to introduce you to Sara Lavoie very quickly here. And I think Sara would agree that safety is kindness. We really can bring the two things together. If you can be safe, you can be kind. And even if you're a safe person, safe things, safety manuals, all are here. And we really do want to share these pieces out to the world. She did up our safety pieces here, but she's also one of our certified facilitators who's been on our team for quite a while now, actually. And we love and adore her. So we're very excited to have her on today. And I think I'll bring you in here, Sara. There she is, everybody. This is Sara Lavoie. And I'll kind of let you get started and talking too about who you are. Oh, we've got Stephanie Larrabee's on, Aaliyah Dick is on, Penny Stevenson, Joey, Janet. Oh, Janet from Australia. Welcome. So we've got a few people joining us already, which is lovely.
So exciting.
Yeah. So welcome. And I don't know if you want your slide to show up right away or if you want to introduce yourself first or.
We can put the slideshow up right away, I think.
Let's do it. There's cute you anyway.
Yeah. So this is a very old picture, but the thing behind it was this was when I very first started safety. I was still scaffolding. I'm a journeyman scaffolder. And my crew was teasing me about how I was being such a nerd one day. And so one of them put the light bulb behind my head and I was like, ding, safety. And so it's kind of just a funny inside joke for myself, but it always, whenever I talk about safety stuff, this picture, I remember this. So you can go to the next slide. I just kind of wanted to take the edge off because everybody's scared of safety.
I love you saying that before too. Don't be scared of safety, people. You can be excited about it. It can be fun.
Yeah. Our at Got Your Six, our safety slogan is actually doing safety differently. And the reason is because it doesn't have to be scary. It doesn't have to be this gigantic legal jargon that everybody's sort of scared to open the book because it's danger in there. That's the opposite of what we're trying to accomplish. So anyways, I digress. So what is safety? Why are we here? What are we learning about? So very simply, safety is just being free from danger or risk, not getting hurt, injured, or lose, or having a loss of a person, a horse, equipment, anything like that. With those things, there's a lot of other responsibilities that go along with creating that. So some of those stuff are like making sure that we're doing preventative maintenance, making sure that we're actually oh man, brain went dead.
Oh, that's just because
What,
you're not with us. We have
um, yeah, measuring our ongoing performance of the things, like if we implement something, we have to track it and make sure it's actually working. So all of these things go into create overall safety for our businesses. You can go to the next slide.
I think that's the thing that people get overwhelmed with too sometimes, is that it's scary to think that there's all these things to do with it, but you have lovely ways of making it easy, and people are very excited to be here too.
Thank
Hearing
you.
lots of it.
Yeah, it can be overwhelming and it can be scary because it does deal with legal things, and that can be very terrifying. But it doesn't have to be hard to keep yourself protected. So that's what we're kind of going to talk about today.
Perfect.
But first, for me, I've always had safety drilled into me from a very young age. My dad worked for provincial parks, and he managed a whole bunch of parks in northern Alberta, did the maintenance, all the safety audits, all that kind of stuff. So even when we were at home, we always had like, do stuff safely drilled into us. So when I did start working, I've been working in oil and gas since I was 19. So my all my working career has been in some form of oil and gas, and it's very high safety regulation in that industry. So it's kind of just morphed into my brain to just do safety stuff. So when I
That's
did get certified with you guys, and started my equine assisted learning business, it really wasn't a very far jump for me to all of a sudden get the itch to create myself a safety program, because I kind of felt a little bit vulnerable with not having one because I'm so used to working with one.
yeah,
Um, yeah, so we work with military and first responders, which those people also come from very regulated work that
absolutely.
in their industry. So um,
I'm sorry, I have
we
a
can
dog sitting
easily,
right here.
yeah.
Keep going.
Oh, so it's easy for us to use that safety program as leverage when we're looking for new clients and stuff as well. Um, and we've also started working with some more civilian type populations as well, and we have the authentic you and building men and the family group stuff that we're going to be doing this year too. So that's all about myself and Got Your Six.
And I love that you have such a beautiful way of seeing these things, not as hazards, but as opportunities to create safety aspects and see things from that way. So we're not all living in fear. We're just figuring out ways to make sure that everybody's safe at the same time.
Yeah, we want to reduce fear. It doesn't have to be scary. If my favorite saying is, when we know better, we do better. And when we know and we learn about these types of things, and we can keep ourselves protected and we can be compliant, but it doesn't have to be scary to get that done.
Absolutely. And goes perfectly with horses too.
Yeah. So, just to start off, now that we know what safety is, safety culture is kind of what we create this whole situation with our company in how we live that safety. So, we can have the best policies and the best procedures and the best paperwork, and we can have everything, but if our people are not doing those things, we have nothing. And on the other hand of that, we can have the best staff ever that does everything 100% safe 100% of the time, and if we have no documentation to support that, if something happens, then we're still not covered. So culture
Absolutely.
is where we bring all of that together. We bring in our documentation that we create for what we're doing specifically, all of our actions and behaviors, and then bring it all in together to have a positive culture in our whole business.
Love that. And these
Um,
pictures make me want to have a positive culture. Like they're
Yeah,
adorable. And people are commenting on that too. We got people from all over the place, Alberta, Florida, Colorado, loving the
awesome.
pictures.
So I guess we can introduce our lovely cartoon horse. This is Sam, the safety stud, and he is our trainer, I guess, for our safety training portion. So he's going to pop up throughout today.
Love him.
So why does safety matter in the equine industry? So we're not just specifically talking today about equine assisted learning. This can apply to if you're a riding lesson instructor, if you do boarding, if you have race horses, if you anything with horses, you're still running a business. You still need to make sure that you're covered in that. You're creating that safety culture for yourself, your employees, and also your horses. Don't forget about the horses when we're doing our safety programs here, because after all, if we didn't have them here, we would have no business. They are our business. So
Absolutely.
they need to be included in the safety program as well. Um, but why safety matters so much in our industry is because number one, they're huge. They're way huger than we are. And that creates risk. No matter how quiet we think they are, all of that. If there's still an animal that's very much huger than us.
Yep.
Um, they're a prey animal. They'll have, sorry?
I was going to say, and a prey animal. That's what they have, can think, act, and respond like a horse. That's it.
Exactly. And their reactions can be very big and very dramatic, which again, when we're talking as a safety perspective, that creates high risk. Participants that are coming to our programs, and that again, it doesn't matter whether it's EAL, lessons, anything, people can be very emotionally charged or physically vulnerable when they're coming to us for our program. So people have a lot of fear around horses. They might have never been around a horse before, and that energy and fear that they have can be transferred. And then if you're working with, say, disabled people or things like that, that's something that can create hazards with our horses that we it's easily managed, but we just need to recognize them.
Absolutely.
Safety supports also learning and ethical practices. So if we can prove on in documentation that we're doing ethical things, then that's half the battle of our coverage if something did happen. And then finally, just safety or strong safety culture protects both our humans and our horses. And again, it doesn't matter what the modality is that we're working in. You can go to the
Absolutely.
next slide, please. So I'm not going to cover too much on the horse welfare. People that are certified with you guys already, like you guys do such an amazing job of doing the horse welfare safety part.
We hammer.
You do. And you guys have done an excellent job with it.
Thank you.
So it's important to note as part of our safety program, and it is included in the programs. But I'm just gonna go into other stuff here for the purpose of this today, so that we're not kind of doubling up on everything. But it's important to note that safety and welfare are not the same thing. So
True.
you can have, using horses for an example, you can have a beautiful barn and it's air conditioned and it has a crystal chandelier in it.
We
And
do
then
not.
you just not feed your horse and not give it farrier care and not give it vaccines and not take care of it and never give it a buddy. So is that horse safe? Yes, physically he's safe. He
Physically.
has no welfare. So
True.
his mental state, all of that is zero. You're not providing welfare for that animal. So once we realize what the difference is between safety and welfare, then we can better make our safety programs to make sure that we're taking care of both of those areas in our animals and our own lives. People can be safe and not have welfare as well.
100%
Um,
true.
yeah. So just looking at these three pictures here, um, what what are they? How do these things relate to what you would think would go into a safety program?
And you guys can all comment on this too. I've just even look at the pictures. What do you think, or how do these things relate to safety programs? And there's always a little bit of a delay, Sarah. So we sit here and we
Yeah,
stare
yeah.
at each other for just a quick moment and
We
wait
should
for
get
people
like
to,
the little cricket sound.
right? I was thinking about the Jeopardy one, but
Yeah.
see if we get some people coming through. I know y'all are watching, so I'm waiting for your answers.
We've scared them so badly about doing safety.
I know. I didn't think we were so intimidating. I'm kind of happy we are in a little bit of a way. It's good to know. Because I mean,
Okay,
even
well, one
taking,
stuff. Oh,
sure,
sorry,
yeah.
Liz. Yeah, once we get, if they put some in, we can chat about what people put up. But so these three things are things that horse people argue a lot about. And they're all things that horses need to have their welfare looked after. So, regular farrier care, having a buddy. Horses are meant to be living in a group. Their mental health goes down very fast if they're alone and can't have that physical contact. And then teeth. I can't tell you how many times that I've had arguments with people that think horses don't need to ever have their teeth looked at.
Yeah. We'd argue about that too. Oh, we do have a few here. Some people are saying body language communication. When a horse is healthy, there's less chance of a big unsafe reaction. I guess that's true with even pain regulation, that kind of thing.
Yeah, for
My
sure.
horses
Absolutely.
are a lot happier when their feet are feeling good and not having issues. Welfare, hoof care by a professional, dental care. These are welfare as well. Yes, absolutely. Hoof care, mutual grooming, and dental care ensure the horse is provided with the well-being and aims to maintain health as well. Yes, you can
Great
see
one.
kind of the things. Horses have healthy, have good welfare, are less likely to be frustrated or in pain, which it only lets me read that much of it. But I'm thinking, oh, there we go, which leads to better demeanor and safer horses as well.
Yep.
There we
Okay.
go.
You can go to the next slide.
I'd love to. There we go.
So, participant management is another thing that we need to really look after when we're building our safety programs. Again, you guys at Equine Connection do an excellent job at making this really clear and easy to follow in when we get trained through you guys. But easy ways that we can make sure that we're following and doing ethical stuff is making sure that we don't go over our 2-to-1 horse and human safety ratios. It's not physically possible for you to maintain safety for all your horses and your animals if you have 40 people in there with 20 horses and yourself. You just
Completely
can't.
agree. No,
So
you don't have enough eyeballs to do that. Even moms who have eyes in the
no,
back of their head, you can't do it.
no, you can't. So um, making sure that you are communicating clearly what the rules are in your space and making sure that you are following your rules the same every single time is imperative in dealing with participant management. Um,
Absolutely.
yeah, you could go to the next slide, please.
There we go.
So, training and competency is another thing that we need to really make sure that is getting really strongly looked at when we're building a program. Horse people, and I'm gonna ruffle some feathers here. Don't be too mad at me for too long. Horse people have
I'll
big horse people have big opinions, and horse people tend to think that we know a lot more than we do, and we're very boisterous about it. And your experience or anybody's experience is very valuable. Experience is 100% required to be able to safely work with any animal, but it can also create blind spots in what you're doing because humans have a tendency to get complacent. Complacency is what gets people killed in all industries because you do something 1,000 times and it never bites you, and then that one time it bites you.
Mm-hmm.
So, training plus behavior plus your practices or what you're actually doing equals your competency. And if one of any of those three pieces starts to get relaxed, that's when you're going to go into a complacent place. And that's where you're going to be more likely to get into an accident situation. So with us, because we're dealing with animals, also, we're not only dealing with human brains that have human ways of dealing with things, we're also dealing with the horse factor of they have their own brains and they can make their own decisions and do things. So it's very important that we have that horse maintenance portion of our safety program as well, so that we can do everything we can that's reasonably practicable to keep everybody safe with risk low.
Yes, in a preemptive manner rather than reactionary later.
Yeah. Reactive is never going to be helpful in any sort of emergency situation ever on the planet. If we can
Ever,
prevent these things, never, never.
ever, ever.
Um, training also provides us with that sort of credential. Because we're not a regulated industry, there's not somewhere where you can go to like go to university to do horse training.
Mm-hmm.
That's like legal through the government. So we have to kind of take that onto ourselves to start it and be the change that we want to see, I guess, in our industry. Again, when we know better, we can do better. And if we do better, maybe we'll set the example and maybe we can someday have, I guess, some regulation to keep stuff safe. Not too much, though. Too much regulation is not fun either.
Just the welfare side, safety
Yeah,
side is what
yeah.
we're looking for. But it's very true with the programs and some of the certifications or other things that are out there. You do have to do your homework on them because there are accreditations. But what does that mean? That means that somebody may have paid a fee to another organization. It doesn't mean there's a checks and balances system. So it is really
100%.
essential you have your own to make sure that you're running in an ethical and safe way when you're running your own business.
Yeah. And along with that, too, it's really important that you work with your insurance providers and different things like that. Also, when you're doing this type of stuff, there's sometimes clauses in your insurance policies that can kind of dictate a little bit how you have to do some stuff like that. So definitely don't just sign on the dotted line when you're doing your insurance. Really read those documents. But we'll talk about that a little bit in a second.
Petra says, "Know better, do better." Love that. That's a holy jump
Yeah.
into the fish right there, Petra.
So for written, like, why are written policies and procedures so important? That's your skeleton of everything else is based out around that. And if you have that stuff and then you follow what you're saying that you're doing on paper and you can prove that, then you have that portion, if something was to happen, that you can protect yourself and you can say, no, this is our standard that we hold ourselves to, and we do it every single day. So if it isn't documented, it didn't happen, is how things typically happen in the legal world. Word of mouth doesn't mean anything. Doing it half the time doesn't mean anything. In fact, if you say that you're doing this 100% of the time and then your documentation shows you did it 50%, you just hurt yourself because you're showing that you're not doing ethical practice.
100%.
So I just have kind of a little scenario to go with this. Like, Safety Sam has found himself in court. And so the scenario is you're working with a horse. He gets scared, spooks, and runs over your client. Then your client comes back and wants compensation for an injury, and he had to take some time off of work. So what does everybody think? How do you get yourself out of this situation, or how do you protect yourself, or what steps would you have to take in order to, I guess, positively get through the situation? What do you think, Caroline?
Well, for us, one thing we've always made sure we track is which horses we're working with. so that we can show we've got a consistent level that this horse has always been in, and we've been doing this practice right, and we've never had an incident before, plus our response to it in the first place, right? So if that happens in the moment, do we know what to do next? Are we actually going to step in? Do we have contacts for emergency for the people that are in our programs? Do we have all these things in place? And do we have the structure to start up? And yes is the answer. But to make sure that we know exactly what do we do next if an emergency like this happens as well.
Yeah.
And you can
So
comment in
what you said was you have now your proof of due diligence. You're proving what you do every time because you do it every time and you can prove it with documentation. You also have provided in that benchmark for accountability because you have a policy that says that you're going to track every horse every time. And then you have the documentation of the tracking of the horses every time.
Absolutely. This is a good one. Have clients sign waivers. Yes, waivers are nice. Not the be all end all, but they're nice. Oh, I hit my elbow. Ahead of time and know your horses, track incidents with your horses and clients, explain your safety policy, an accurate incident report filled out as quickly as possible. Okay, good stuff.
Yeah, love it. Good items. Incident reports are really, really important. And it's important to be honest in your incident reports. You don't know how over the years, how many times that I get field incident reports back from people that are complete lies.
She doesn't shock
The
me at
incident
all.
report, you don't have to make stuff up. It is what it is. We know there was an accident. Be honest with it. It's better than getting caught in a lie later.
Makes total sense.
Yeah. So when you're building your safety program, it's important to just keep kind of this type of thing in mind. It's very, I would say, if you're taking the precautions, it's going to be not very often that something like this could happen, but it still could happen. And insurance companies, because you're dealing with horses, think that the risk of this is quite high. So you'll have your documentation in place that helps cover you. And remember always, if it's not documented, it didn't happen. So when they come and you have to prove your due diligence in court or with your insurance company, make sure you have all your documentation in place and make sure it was done at the proper time. Don't scurry around to do it later, a month later after the fact, because that goes into your ethics as well.
Very true. Yeah, showing your diligence.
Next slide.
I wanted to say too, this last thing that you have there about people tend to fall back on habits and not memory.
Yeah.
It's not all people are equipped to handle an emergency, right? Like they just
100%.
don't do that. So when there are policies in place that you've already kind of drilled into people, then you have the opportunity to actually have something to work off of. Like, oh, I know these steps, rather than, panicking with your hands in the air and running around and screaming. Because like you said, that reactivity helps nothing in those situations. No. But not everybody is equipped to deal with emergencies like that. So having these things in place allows them to be equipped to do so.
Yeah. And also on that same note, repetitive practicing puts it into your brain so that, especially if you're a person who maybe tends to get a little bit more hysterical or not able to calm down in an emergency, if you've practiced these things, then your brain will have an automatic memory response to that and you'll just do it. And sometimes people will get to the end of an incident and they'll be like, holy cow, I didn't even know I did this. And they'll fill out a whole document or they'll control a scene and they're like, they don't even know they did it. But because they practiced it so many times, it's like automatic response.
Absolutely.
So for us in the equine industry, you can still run an emergency drill. What are you going to do if your barn catches on fire? Practice.
Yeah. Flail around and wave our hands in the air.
Yeah. Obviously. Freak out, run around, fire. And then figure out what you're going to do. Do all of your horses load good on a trailer when you're under pressure? Have they ever loaded in a different kind of trailer? Maybe you have a stock trailer and then your stock trailer got burnt up in the fire by the barn. And your neighbor comes with a horse trailer that's a straight load and your horses won't load and you need to get out of there.
Super valid. Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, you can go to the next slide.
There we go.
So take a deep grounding breath. Safety doesn't have to be scary.
Is everybody breathing? I love that
Woosah.
picture. Yeah, woosah.
Okay, so this is a little activity for everybody. Hopefully, everybody can kind of see this picture. But I want people to kind of write in the comments, what hazards do you see in this arena? If you
All
walked in
right.
here, what would you be like, oh man? And
We'll
Carolyn,
give
you
you guys.
can.
Yeah, there's a few things.
Yeah, it's not, this isn't a nice place to go in.
It gets a little anxiety. So we'll give people a little bit here. Take a look. This is like a Where's Waldo of safety.
Yeah. I like how the horse is like, oh dear God, get me out of here.
This is one thing, like, and well, just people are putting in their comments here as well. When we're talking about equine assisted learning, we're always saying, look at the horse, not the people. Because if you look at the people look happy, right?
Yeah.
They can say all those things, but if your horse is like, what in the Sam hell, then that's something you need to be looking at versus the smiley, happy people. Okay, here we go. Some Debbie, attire and shoes. Very good. Jennifer, rope looped around hand, equipment all over the ground. Joey says, my eye was immediately drawn to the horses in the background. Okay, got a few there. Props are a trip hazard. I can promise you I would trip over, like if there is that much stuff in one place.
Oh
I
yeah,
trip
I
off
would like be rolling around on the ground in this place.
100%. Absolutely. The guy under the tractor.
Yeah.
Yeah. The sandals hurt my heart, Tiffany says. The horse is backed right up against the fence. Okay, good. Clutter, wrong attire and footwear. Oh, now I see the rope, says Tanya. Good stuff. Okay, we got some good answers here.
Awesome. Okay, we could go to the next one.
Let's
So
see, did we get everything?
everybody got pretty good. The other one that I was kind of wondering if people would catch was because I put it in there specifically with the new, your guys' new protocol with the push, no pulling. So she's got a pretty hard pull on his halter there.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then
So
I
yeah,
see
everybody. Oh, and everybody missed the rat.
Joey just put it in. Is that a rat?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
There's also, if you look above the people, there's water leaking through electrical stuff. It's probably hard to see if people are on like phones and stuff.
Yeah.
So
That's
there's some pretty serious stuff going on at this barn. I wouldn't want to work at this barn.
No, this place is chaos.
Yeah.
Which Petra just said, chaos. Mess on the ground, horses can get caught up in it.
So I was really hoping that somebody would mention something along the chaos lines. What do you think the energy would feel like in this place if you walked in there to go do something with these people?
Well, it would feel chaotic for me. Yeah.
Probably pretty high energy in a negative way.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's going to affect.
Even if they don't know they're unsafe, it's still a lot happening in one place, right? Like,
yeah. And that's going to affect the horses, and it's going to affect your learning ability. All the things get affected by this type of a place.
Yes. Tiffany says stress.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
You go to the next one. So with that little hazard hunt we just did, what basic documents do we need to have in our safety program so that we don't end up with a place that's like that? So the main things are, we need to first have an emergency response plan in case something does happen. You need to have a safety manual that has all of what you're going to say that you do is written down into what you're going to do. We need to have a horse health records and checklist so that we know that we have the proper horses to do the proper programs that we're working with them. Not all horses are going to be good to do EAL, just like not all horses are good race horses. Not all horses are good reiners or whatever. Mm-hmm. We need to have stuff in place so that we can inspect and maintain our equipment. Because anybody who has any horse stuff, we're using tractors, we're using trucks, we're all different kinds of equipment. And then we need to make sure that our facilities, so our arenas, our barns, anything like that, is inspected and maintained as well. So those are the main things to get yourself started. You can
And,
go
and
to
I
the
don't know
next.
if this is something that you'll talk about as well, but for us, we always make sure that our clients have an idea of what they're coming into as well, right? Like, don't wear stilettos. We've actually had to
Yeah,
put that out there. You know what
yeah,
I mean? Don't wear sandals, dress for the weather, those types of things, so that even they have a decent expectation of what they're walking into. And then for us, we always have extra shoes, extra coats, because nobody goes in our arena with flip flops on or sandals. I can tell you
no.
that.
And that goes right back to at the beginning when we were talking about making sure that we do our orientations or our briefings, and our safety stuff at the beginning. But yeah, for sure, that stuff needs to be documented in your policy. If
Hmm.
you're not going to allow somebody to wear sandals in the arena, which we shouldn't be, that needs to be written though in the policy that that's the rule.
Absolutely. I love that.
So how do we decide what we need for a policy or a procedure? So what you're going to do first is just take a regular old sheet of paper and go walk around your farm or your facility and make a list of all the jobs and tasks that you do in your business. So you might be a business that does lots of multiple things. Maybe you do EAL and riding lessons and training and boarding. Your safety program is going to be a much huger document than somebody who only does one of those things. So make sure you have a really, really good detailed list of every job you do. And that includes loading hay, feeding hay, cleaning stalls, fixing fence, any tasks or jobs that you do. Then you're going to
There's
take out, oh,
Sorry. There's a question. Are there specific outside individuals that should do this that are outside your organization?
so that's a great question. For this step, I would say to do it yourself or within your business, like whoever's in your business. If it's just you, then go do it yourself, because you know your tasks the best. An outside person doesn't necessarily know all the jobs that you do.
Very
So you
true.
could work with somebody if you're hiring somebody to do your safety for you, you can have them do that, but you have to have very, very good communication so that nothing gets missed.
Well
And I
said.
would say when you're hiring people to do that too, don't be afraid to say this, you miss stuff. Like, don't be shy. It's your business that you're protecting, not theirs.
Absolutely.
It
Always have to
doesn't
speak
matter to them if you have riding lessons that are not covered in your manual. They don't have any idea.
true. They don't know what they don't know anyway.
Exactly. It doesn't matter. So I would say do the first couple steps here yourself for sure so that you know for sure everything got covered. I hope that answers your
Yeah, I think
question.
that's
So once you get that list of all the stuff that you do, take out your do a hazard hunt like what we just did. So you can even go out and take pictures. I like to take pictures because sometimes when you're walking around, you miss stuff. If you have pictures of it as you go, when you're sitting back through it later, you can be like, oh man, I walked past that and didn't even see that gigantic nail sticking out or whatever it is, right? Again, the human brain becomes complacent to stuff. And if that nail has been hanging out for the last 25 years, we don't even see it anymore
no. You've just
till
learned to
one day
avoid.
you snag. So take out that list and anything that matches or has hazards and is also in your job list that you created. Those are the things that you want to build policies for first because those are going to be your most highest risk tasks. Does that make sense?
I think it makes perfect sense.
Clear as mud.
No, I mean and again, that complacency thing is why it can be so dangerous. Is yes, you can be used to your own things, but there's all sorts of rules and regulations, and people that are coming to your property are not used to that. So although that little step maybe that you don't trip over anymore could be something that people are going to trip over all the time, and if we get
Exactly.
complacent with it, that's when we can end up in trouble ourselves.
One really good one that happens on farms all the time that is exactly what you're describing is it had a big rain and it gets ruts. You
So
deal with the ruts every day, and you were there. You probably created the ruts. You know they're there. You don't even bother with them anymore. You just pin her through that spot. But when you have a client come through your driveway and hit those ruts, they don't know how to deal with it, or they trip on it or whatever, because it's a new hazard for them.
absolutely. That makes perfect
So,
sense. I mean, some people don't even hit gravel roads ever. So it's a whole new world for them.
exactly. Yeah. Um, so the three biggest mistakes that, and this is just my opinion, there's no statistics because nothing's regulated. But just being in the horse industry for my whole life, this is the kind of the three things that I see the most having issues with people in this industry. So complacency, poor communication, and pretending that we know more than we do. Complacency happens. We have this, animals that we just get used to their idiosyncrasies, but that might not be safe for a person who has never dealt with a horse before. Complacency can come up with, how are we hauling our horses? Do you just toss them in a stock trailer and go 100 miles an hour down the road and don't think about it because you never had an accident? I don't know. Maybe.
I hope
Poor communication. Yeah, I hope not. But
not.
I know I get passed sometimes by people going mock chicken, and I'm like, oh, you poor horses.
Right? No, be nice.
Yeah, and then my horses are in the back going, my mom loves me.
My mom's better than your mom.
Poor communication. I don't know why, but it's a very weird phenomenon in the horse industry that I don't want you to know what I know, because then you become threatening.
Mm-hmm.
And when we start acting like that, it's a really bad behavior, because if we would all just get along and play nice, we could all share our information, and then everybody and every horse could do better and be
Absolutely.
safer and be healthier.
And we need to
Um,
start doing a different way for this industry. Like there's been a huge decline in the horse industry as a whole.
yeah,
If people could just share some knowledge, listen, help each other out instead of having that competition piece, we would be a
yeah,
whole lot better off in this industry. Absolutely.
yeah, 100%. And then pretending that we know more than we do. We also have this weird thing as horse people where we like don't want to like ask questions, and we don't want to like pretend that we're not the biggest horse trainer in the world. And it's okay. It's okay to say, I'm not sure, or I don't know. Can you help me? And it's important that we never stop learning, because you're never going to ever know everything about horses or everything. Every horse is different. Your training technique that might have worked on 100 horses before might not work on 101.
Yep.
So,
Always.
yeah. So if we work on all those behaviors and actions, we can, like I said before, keep our horses, our clients, and ourselves safe. So yeah,
I love
Safety Sam is doing some crazy horse training here and spotting a skid steer, and he's doing all the things, but then they're doing it safe, and he's getting home to his family.
I love that. Joey says, you nailed it. It shocks me that folks hold information back, especially around safety things. And it is so true that there seems to be some sort of blinders on there. But if we would just help each other
Yeah.
out a little bit, we'd be a lot better off in this industry for sure.
Well, and it's not that we just have an awful industry. It's all kinds of industries do the same type of thing. It seems to be some sort of weird people behavior that we just do this. I'm not sure where it comes from, but we just need
Yeah.
to do better with it.
Yeah. Be open, be vulnerable,
Yeah.
do these
It's
things.
not threatening to share information and to receive information. That should be our goal.
Absolutely. And even like the whole, people get onto it on a competition side of things as well, that, oh, somebody else does something similar to me, so I don't want them to know any of my tricks. Safety is not a trick. It's a way
No.
to help the entire industry out, because I can tell you, if something goes wrong in one equine assist business, if it hits media or whatever else, they're not going to discern what
No.
business that was. It's going to put an X on all of us. So
Yeah.
safety and sharing that knowledge is key to what we can do for the industry.
100%.
I'll get off my
Yeah.
soapbox.
So just one low cost or even free thing that everybody can do today to improve safety in our businesses is your housekeeping. Go do a tour, go around your whole property, just fix fences, pick up old grass and stuff, depending on where you are. Right now, we're having a blizzard. So the problem that I have right now is I have a 4.5 foot blizzard drift in front of my gate that if something happens, I can't get my horses out. I can't open the
Yeah.
gate. So maintaining those types of housekeeping ongoing every day, make sure that you're looking at that stuff and just keep your place cleaned up is something that can make a huge impact, and it costs zero money other than like a garbage bag,
Yeah.
maybe some
And
sweat equity.
but I mean, it's important to have that for you as a business on a safety side and just on a business side. People don't care about going to visit the place with the marble floors and stuff like that. But if you have a little quaint place, but it's nice and clean and tidy and safe feeling, they love to come out to that sort of thing. So it makes a huge difference.
Yep. I run my business with an outdoor arena, and our classroom is a grain bin Zebo.
I love it.
I love it. And it's not fancy. I'm not a fancy person, but people
What?
come back over and over. No, I mean, I am. I love glitter. I love glitter, but I'm
Well,
not
that's
fancy.
different, obviously.
So,
I love
was there any other questions that were put into the chat or anything?
Not specifically for questions. If anybody has any, now is your moment to throw some in there, especially because Sarah's right here and willing to answer your questions as well. And we've been in business a long time, and we have had our own pieces in place for safety and for what we should do if this happens or that happens. And we have had our own kind of roles as to who would take care of what and that kind of thing. But having it laid out for you, there is a sense of calm that comes with that. Like, I have to say, going through all of the documents and stuff you gave us, like, Carrie's not always like the fine print girl, but even she enjoyed going through just to see that, okay, we're covered. We know what to do. We know how to do it. And having those pieces not only makes you a safe place as a business, but it makes you feel safer running a business as well. Okay. Joey says, wondering about a manual. Do you have one for sale?
Oh, we'll get to that in just a second here.
Oh, well, thanks for asking.
Yeah. Oh,
I
was
love it.
that
And
the
people,
only question?
so far, yeah, people are typing
Okay.
in safety already. They don't even know what it is they're getting yet, but they're excited too.
Oh, because it's up. I did a little cheat. So we'll just go into that and we'll explain, and then they won't be left hanging on their safety. So I did up a little handout. So this live was like a very small little portion of what like the general high level safety program stuff. But I did up a little handout that everybody can get. If you type in safety, it lays out. There's a list of kind of what types of policies versus procedures, what the difference is between a policy and procedure, and just like a little info sheet for you. So that's a free gift for everybody because I do 100% believe in sharing information to everybody on some level.
I think that's
I
beautiful.
like my motto is if we know better, we can do better.
The lovely Leah says, oh, hi, Leah. Such great info, Sarah. I'm inspired and definitely going to take your advice and update my safety protocols. I'm getting lots more safeties in. Thank yous. This was awesome. Lots of appreciation to
Awesome.
you. Yeah.
I'm really appreciative to everybody who came in to listen to because safety is not necessarily the funnest topic. So I'm glad that people even came in to check it out.
It's funny though, when somebody's passionate about something and it's something that is exciting, like it's exciting for you, it makes it exciting for the rest of us in a lot of ways too, because you can tell that you own this and you really embody this safety piece and you bring it into everything you do, and you care enough about it to bring it to this industry as well. And I think that's a phenomenal thing, because nobody like said you had to go create all this. This was from your heart, right? To go make it so that we had these pieces for this community as well. So we appreciate it very
For
much.
sure.
You rock,
Thank you.
Sarah. Safety, woohoo. Everybody should be sharing all. I feel so validated. I'm a hardcore safety girl, and wow, do I
Yes.
get track. That's what Joey said. Like the
I love
hard
other safety people.
you got to start collecting them now too.
Yeah. Okay, so the next little items on our giveaways for today is um, I'm gonna do, or we're gonna do a collaboration here. So everybody who is a Equine Connection facilitator will get 20% off of safety stuff that they purchased through Got Your Six for now and for all time, forever. So whether you order your perfect safety program today or not, if you're certified through Equine Connection, you're going to get that discount. Because I just think it's just really important to be able to have information available to our facilitators.
That doesn't mean to wait though, facilitators, because
No,
it'll
it
always
means like order today, get yours
yeah.
now.
It means it's still important and timely.
And then finally, for even if you're not certified through Equine Connection, but you do some other kind of horse modality or other kind of thing, I'm going to give 15% discount off people that from this live if you order a program by March 1st. So,
Nice.
um, again, it's important to get the information out there, and it's important to give back to people that are trying to make our industry better.
Love that. And some of the services that you offer too, because when you guys type in safety, I'll go back and I'll send you all this beautiful link where you can get your freebie and you can get a hold of Sara as well. But do you want to give them a quick idea of some of the options of what you
Yeah,
provide? Or yeah,
yeah, I can do that. So there's a comprehensive safety program, which would include a safety manual with policies, procedures, practices, all of your safety forms, um, training. All of our stuff comes with the training. Bear with me, I'm doing a new training platform. We're just creating it now to make it even more better, and it's all done by Sam the Safety Stud. So that's coming. um,
adorable.
yeah, and we can do separate packages as well. So if you don't necessarily need a whole program, maybe you already have some bits and pieces of it that you're already doing, we can do a separate policy package or a practice and procedure package, or we can just do like safety forms, and we can do all kinds of different custom, whatever it is that you need for your business. We can do custom plans of whatever you need.
Beautiful. Love it. And we're getting lots of comments here too. Thank you so much for showing your care and knowledge. Sara, thank you. Great information. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Woohoos. Thank you so much. I plan on ordering tonight. How do we order? We just told you, but make sure that you did comment and safety in the comments there, and I'll send you the link to get your gift and to connect with Sara. Very generous. Thank you. Heidi, yes, you can watch this from the beginning after we are done live. It will replay it for you on the Facebook page. So yes, there's going to be a recording on our Facebook page, but it doesn't stay up forever. It's like a month or something like that. So make sure you watch right away for anybody who is a latecomer. Awesome.
Yeah, if anybody, right now, I don't have the safety programs made onto, I do have a store on my website, but I don't have the safety programs listed on there just yet. So if anybody's interested in it right away, just shoot me an email and we can connect that way for now.
Yep. And on the lovely page I send you guys, there's a little button right on there to shoot her an email straight away. So you can get your freebie and then also go from there. Sara, have you worked with any specific insurance program to review any of these pieces?
So I have tried to, and they don't want to work. They don't want to play nice.
No.
When I built mine, I asked them specifically. I asked them if they would want to review it, and if there was any way that having safety programs would like get you discounted insurance, or if they would work to get it. I guess sort of like a regulation. And they kind of were not wanting to play any of those games with me. They want I think it's because there's no regulation in the government, so they don't want to be like, oh yeah, this is what we're doing.
There's
And
a big with insurance too that they don't know what it is. So unless
yeah,
you're dealing with insurance company that you have specifically set up. So like we've set up specific insurance for equine assisted learning in our format. So those groups, do they love seeing this stuff? Yeah, they do. Right. So that definitely
Yeah.
helped us out a lot in setting all those pieces up in the first place.
Yeah. And it might be different in different countries too. I don't know. I'm most familiar with Canada and the States. But I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. There might be other governments out there that maybe do have some regulation on this stuff. I'm not sure. Um, but it is very important to make sure, like what you were kind of getting to there, Carolyn. Insurance companies have no idea what it is that we're doing.
Yeah.
They think that we're a farm. They think that we're doing. I had my first quote put on me that I was doing a racehorse training barn. I'm like,
And you're like,
no, no, no. And they're like, well, we don't know. That's the only thing we have with horses. So you have to be very, very like write it in crayon for your brokers what you're actually doing. And I also did, when I was getting my first insurance, have trouble finding an insurance company that would even take me.
yeah. I mean,
It's a
it
little
took us a long
hard in
time to
Canada.
secure insurance organizations for us in the States and Canada and Australia and that kind of thing that actually would understand. And it took so many documents, people, that we provided so that they actually understood videos of what we do, that kind of thing, versus getting chunked into a therapy side of things or a
Yeah.
hobby farm side of things. It was a ton of work to get all those pieces set up. But the other aspect where this does come in really handy, we've worked with the Calgary Board of Education. They had to do a risk assessment. Is something like this super fun to hand them? Yeah, because that makes the risk assessment so much easier. And especially with super regimented organizations like that, having these policies and procedures and your safety manuals and all these pieces laid out already, it would save you. Well, it took us, what, 6, 8 months, I think, before we actually got everything in place for working with the Calgary Board of Education. So
Hmm.
these are huge for even your client aspect side of things too.
Yeah. With that too, like I can help people if they have to do risk assessments like that. Like I have forms that can do, those hazard assessment type things specifically. Um,
Nice.
but yeah, as far as the insurance goes, just be very, very careful in being super clear with what you do, and don't let them bully you into making insurance for something that you aren't, because the problem with that is if you did have an accident and you needed to make a claim and they have uh
You do.
they made it's not the right thing, your insurance could be void for that too, depending on the
Absolutely.
situation. So yeah, be very careful with insurance.
We do have another question, and Janet would like to know the names of your herd of horses there.
Okay, so beside me on the far, I don't know which way that I'd be looking, but the black
I don't know.
with the bald face is Leo. He's a gypsy vanner. And then in the middle, we have Chansey, and he has been in our family. He's 28 years old this spring. He still works in our programs and he still does riding lessons. He's been in my life since before my kids. My kids don't
Oh,
know a life without Chansey. I pulled him out of his mama. He's been with me since he was born. The Palomino is Bo, and the other one next to Ken, Ken's my husband, and the mare next to him is Hottie. And unfortunately, Hottie was not doing so good. We had to put her down last summer, so she's not with us anymore.
aw. Well, she's
So
beautiful
yeah, she
regardless.
was a sweetheart. We miss her a lot, but it was time for her to. It was the last act of kindness for her. She wasn't doing too good.
And that's a safety and a welfare piece, as well as knowing when you have to make those horrific
Yeah,
but necessary calls as well.
yeah,
I see
and it
there are
was
a few.
in the manual.
Yeah, it's in the
Get
manual.
in the parts.
There are a few people asking about different insurance providers too. It would kind of depend on, again, where you are from. But if you are one of our facilitators, we do have that in your business pack as well. Or if you're reaching out to Sarah, she might be able to tell you about the ones that she works with. And I see some of you guys are commenting too. So that's very lovely. And Janet says, sorry for your loss. Thank you so much for sharing
Thank
your
you.
knowledge. Oh, that's lovely. We got a good group of people on here today.
Yeah, I love
I
it
love
here.
that. Me too. But thank you so much for coming on, Sarah, and sharing your gift of safety with all of us. It truly is something that this industry needs desperately in so many ways, and we don't have the regulated industry. So the best thing we can do is advocate for ourselves and our horses. And safety is the number one place to start with that. So I appreciate you being here so much today and offering up these beautiful discounts to people too. That's very, very kind of you as well.
Thank you for having me, and thanks for everybody listening.
This is perfect. So don't forget, everybody, put safety in the comments. I'll shoot you off the link and then you can get in touch with Sarah and you can get your freebie from today as well. So, again, thank you so much, Sarah, and we will chat at you soon.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks, everybody. Have a great week.